What's going on, guys? It's me, Shugishu. We are back with another umamusume video. Hope y'all had a good weekend. Hope y'all had a good weekend. Or still having... Or, wait, no. Hope y'all had a good weekend. Because for me, it's still a weekend. I was about to say, or still having a good weekend. But it's Sunday. And yeah. Even I forgot about it for some odd reason. Because I normally record on Sundays for my Mondays video. Just to give me that... Essentially, Monday is like a... kind of a day off to me. It gives me time to... knowing that I have my stuff uploaded and recorded already gives me time to do more things that I could finish that I don't have to do later in the week or something like that. Chores, errands, anything like that. Whatever's, right? Might as well get that out of the way, right? So even though I say it's kind of a day off from recording, it's outside of it, it's doing other things, so that's usually how it is anyway. But today's video, we're going to be training Chrono Genesis for the upcoming CM. Wait, why do I have a dirt? That is the wrong one. That is not the right one. There we go. I think it's the one I wanted. There we go. That makes more sense. That makes more sense to me. Wait, actually, is it? It's either that one or the UA8. I just realized that. I forgot which one I normally use. I think it was this one because, well, it also has a leader, I guess, for the one reason. So just so I can possibly get 2S, even though 2S aptitudes. But yeah, I think that's what I was using for the setup. As you can see, we are gonna be trying the triple speed setup. Why? It's because I didn't get to try it before recording this video, so we're gonna try it first time here in this video with Chrono Genesis. I guess this is pretty much, I believe this is pretty much a setup that Kazuki said, that I mentioned in the last video. So Teo, Almond Eye, and still in love speed. Forever Young, Wise, tossing a friend card mine, and then borrowing Dodo. And then I'm assuming, because well, generally, I kind of don't, for the most part, I didn't worry about trying to training maxed out stats throughout the training because I believe it gives you more SP, right? If you do. Yeah, I didn't really do that before because I was just trying to get everything fixed. So let's see how this works. Let's just see how this works with power. And all that. I'm assuming, yeah, the only way we'll be getting power is literally from speed, from what it seems like. So we'll just see how this goes. We're literally focusing on 3 stats, so I'm assuming the region choices for the ramen are gonna just revolve around speed, wise, and stamina, maybe? I could be wrong. All I know is it's just a 3 speed setup, so I might have an assumption that power does get part of it, depending on the choices I pick, but other than that, because I know there's like a stamina power that and the second time you get to choose it, right? And all that, but and then later on there's like the 3 speed, power, stamina, speed, power, wise, something like that, right? So we'll just see how it goes. But before we jump into the run and go over the comments and whatever I decide to talk about, if you guys haven't joined our Discord server, link is down in the description down below. And yeah, here we are, Chrono Genesis. No, just because Dodo's there. just because Dodo's there. I was just refreshing a page and pretty much blinded me. Let's see something here before I start talking. But over the weekend, I guess just yesterday for me, Well, what did I do? All I know is NTE. NTE. I still need to do pink paws. Bank highs. I believe for me, I think it resets tonight, right? Yeah, it resets tonight, so I need to do it literally later today. I need to go back to Enfield and use my sanity potions to before they expire. Also, I don't think there's anything else I need to do. I don't think so. But I did manage to get Arcane's essence, at least the intellect one. I don't know if I'm gonna build her as intellect or will. I think I'm heading towards will based on the characters I have. Because from my understanding, if you use her as the intellect build, I believe she's more of a main DPS with that option, which I have no issues with. My issue is I don't have a team built around Arcane that can work as her as a DPS. So I might build her as a support, and she can work with either my Fang Yi team or my Lavating team, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll see. I might also just have I might try the DPS Arcane. Might. But I just don't know how to make it work with my characters. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I might end up building her as a more focus on support. Might. So we'll see on that. Anything else? I don't think there's really much. I mean, yesterday I did end up going to Animate and I ended up buying a couple things. A couple of things there. Oh, I guess I could show you one of them because two of them. Because the others are kind of just I put them away for. Did I completely put them away? I'm not sure. I don't think I completely put them away. It's just, ooh. Is it gonna give me a warning? No, it isn't. That's good. That's fine. First thing I'll show, I guess, is is this. While I was there, I did see that they had. This was the only thing they had. Female rover related, and it was just a little acrylic, which I don't mind. Wasn't that bad. So nice. But I did end up buying something pretty derby related because I didn't. Oh, I surprisingly didn't buy anything umamusume related in Anime Expo. And this one is Cinderella Gray, so you could obviously guess who it is. There you go. I hope you guys can see it. It is a Aguri cap. Big acrylic. This thing is huge. But it also has her little right there Aguri cap. I thought it was pretty nice, so I did mention this in the global video. That they had also the Tamamo, at least from when I was there. Tamamo, Creek, Chiono, Cap, obviously, and then Obey Your Master, right? That's her name, right? and yeah, that was pretty much it. Didn't really see Arden actually when it came down to it, so it is what it is. It is what it is. There's a lot of stuff there. I bought some other things, but they're genuinely not around me. But I did mention that I that was probably my best training because 27%. Because if you know, you know. If you know, you know. I wouldn't say a love-hate relationship. I wouldn't call it a love-hate relationship. But over the years, even at 1%, it has happened. Jeez, 100. When I'm not here, I need a rest. That's the unfortunate truth of that term. Well, it is what it is. Over the years, whether it's single digits or double digits in the teens and just 20, it has failed training multiple, many times. So that's why I'm surprised to see it go at 27 because I've seen it do it at 3%, 1%. Yes, I've seen it at 1%. I wouldn't have said it if it didn't happen to me. Which video it is, I'm pretty sure it happened in a video, but if you're gonna ask me which video, good luck with that. I have like 4 or 5 years worth of videos. 4 or 5? For Pretty Derby, so good luck. Good luck with trying to find that. But Nova, Eugen, anyone who Tanoki and all of them can probably vouch for me because they've most likely seen it happen to me. But other than that, I didn't really do much. From like other things outside of from the weekend or yesterday, I guess. So yeah, that's all I got to say. I do need to do a couple of things, like I said, NTE and Enfield. I don't know if there's anything else I need to do in other games. I mean, I do need to. I could still touch events, but I think with that knowledge, I might just jump into the 4.4 story of Star Rail and do it because, well, then I can go to Genshin. Or maybe I should do Genshin first. I don't know. But we'll see. Yeah, nothing really much to talk about on my end, but I did finally open the the character boxes that I got from Anime Expo, the Wuo ones for Sweet Sweet and Yang Yang. And I guess I can open the Sweet Sweet one. Because I'm already holding it too, because that's the first one I picked up. Oh gosh. Where am I gonna do this? There we go. I'll just remove the things one by one to show you. After I pick an option. So this also comes with the acrylic block. And then a pin, which I can slap on my bag, or I just leave it, I guess. An acrylic? Yep, an acrylic. There's a little one down there of her. And what is this thing to the left, actually? I actually don't know what it is. If I can grab it? What is this? Is this supposed to be... Oh. Well, I'm not going to open it yet, but I think it's... Whoa. Let me put this away. I was gonna say, I think it's a laser ticket. If you know what that is and know what it is, but I've shown you guys before. I do have it in front of me, so I can just show you guys. But essentially, it's just these things. So if that's it, then that's pretty dope. I just have to figure out how to fix it up all of there. So yeah. Oh, did my mic get? Yeah, my mic got rotated. So hopefully my audio wasn't too weird, and that it still picked up my voice because I was literally right here, right beside the mic. But yeah, that's pretty dope in there. And then that pretty much the same thing inside the Yang Yang box. So I can't do anything about the broth. I'm gonna be real. So I'm just gonna have to accept it. No, not the broth. Condiments or whatever. Little additions, toppings. You know what? I do want the points. But other than that, nothing else to talk about. So I think I'll just go over the comments. Nothing wrong with that. I think I could just rest here. Or, yeah, date here. That way I can get a refill of those things, and then I can use it. Because it's at 6. I need to use it, so. Hopefully we get a Wise training, because I think Wise uses that the most. I think. But as you can see. How many does he? 1. Yeah, Wise does use it the most, but you know what? Maybe if we just bring it down to once, because I don't want to waste that speed training. So this is pretty much how it is, huh? Speed is gonna get heavily trained. And then if we would just want to train power, obviously we just train speed to get that power. And then I guess if you max out speed and you keep training it for power, that's how you get the extra skill points, right? I'm assuming that's the logic here. I'm assuming that's the logic here. Correct me if I'm wrong, obviously. But that's pretty much it. So I think I'm gonna go over the comments, and then if we finish the comments before we finish the training, all cool with me. I'm just gonna have to do it. It's fine. But let's hope I win the race. That is one thing I am worried about. A little bit, just a little bit. Can I even? I shouldn't even do it during the race, so. Actually, maybe I could, huh? Screw it, let's just do it. Whatever. But I'm gonna go over the comments, starting off with Asta and Zenless Zone Zero version 3.1 live stream 2nd anniversary. Sunbringer, the animation in the shorts feels weird. Somehow I don't know why I feel that way. It just doesn't have the right. Doesn't seem to have the right aura. I don't know why it says right her aura, but this threw me off. So I'm assuming her wasn't supposed to be there. But other than that, I don't think I've seen it yet. So no, I haven't seen it yet. What am I saying? I can't say I don't think when I know I haven't seen it yet. But no, I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know what you're talking about. I generally don't watch the live stream, so if I watch a live stream, I watch a live stream. It's the same in all the gacha games, not just them. Like The last time I popped in a Pac Alive was a while, like maybe a year and a half to 2 years ago. The last time I seen a Zenless live stream was before Phylum Heights, because they were doing their Phylum Heights. They were basically introducing Phylum Heights. It was before season 2, or yeah, I guess season 2, because that's what they called it. And never seen. Have I actually? No, never seen a Woo one. Never seen a. No, I've seen clips of Genshin live streams. I don't think that counts. What I mean by clips, by like funny clips, because was it Genshin? Yeah, it was Genshin. Genshin and Star. I used to just check out their streams here and there, just to kind of, not really for the information, but just kind of see what, I guess, the voice actors talk about or whatever like that, because sometimes it gets pretty funny there. So, but I haven't seen it in like years also for any of them, so it is what it is. Well, Zenless I have like last year. I guess the year still counts, right? So it is what it is. But thank you, Asta, for a comment. Appreciate it as always. Next comments, is from Tanoki. First one saying, R.I.P. Nova. We all knew him as a quiet man who never talked much about himself, got along with everyone, and never started drama. I would. It's not really drama. More like a difference in. There's a difference in. So basically, the Nova knows what I'm talking about. I guess difference in how we in principles or whatever. Something like that. Something related to something like that. I don't exactly know how to describe it, but Nova knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. Did he talk about himself? Never talked about himself? I wouldn't say never. I wouldn't say never, but Asta replied and said, "Rip." And then Nova replied and says, "You don't start drama?" I'm gonna leave it at that. We just leave it at that. So, regardless, I'm just gonna, yeah, that's it. That's it. So thank you, Nova and Asta, for replying to that comment. Next comment from Tanoki says, yeah, 3-speed cards are all the rage now. Okay. I'm actually running a 3-speed card build for the CM. Power can range from 14 to 1700. It's quite unstable. I see. I guess maybe I'll just try out this training more often, I guess? Kazuki replied and says, there's actually a trick technique to it, and it's also RNG based and needs patience. I didn't know that. Still can't get 9k plus SP, and I've also tried to use Phenomenal Stamina LB0, but got worse SP with 8.5k plus 9 plus from the previous run I did with current Bokidor Stamina LB0 and got 8.7k plus SP. But what if it's just RNG that it so happened to be lower? you know. Also, I tried that method 3-speed 1 stamina in, but the gut stat is cooked with only 900 plus stats since I'm borrowing Dia-chan speed and I'm using my low LB, not MLB Dodo stam. Oh. I'm borrowing a full-on Dodo. I'm just too desperate to get high US usable for CMs and League of Heroes since the JP people players already getting US 8 and up that are usable, or even if it's their Uma Ace for CMs and League of Heroes. Like I said, I would think that Pretty Derby would be your top game at this point, with the amount of time you spend on it. And then Eugene responded and says, I don't know who's he responding to, but he just says flexing, pretty much, or plexing. Don't know if he actually meant flexing or actually meant plexing, but honestly, they're not even close on the keyboard when it comes to the letters F and P, so I don't know. I don't know. But other than that, thank you Tanoki for the comments, and thank you Kazuki and Yujin for replying to that second comment. Oh no. I yawned. You know what that means. That I'm tired, which is true. I did only, I think as of right now, even though it's the weekend, but I would say 2.5 hours of sleep to 3, which is... Oh yeah, the thing about Chrono is this. We might actually lose this race, honestly. And maybe even some future races. Oh gosh, this is painful. I totally forgot about this. I think that's why, I think before, I mentioned this a long time ago. I think when I first started training Chrono that, that's the reason why I got skills by this point, is because Chrono was not gonna be majority, she's just gonna lose that. Even when I brought up the aptitude to an A from a B, so it is what it is. It is what it is. Next comment is gonna be from Kazuki. Kuro Games Wuwa got an anime announced. Yes, it did. I did. Oh, I think I only mentioned this in a global video actually. So, but yeah, I did see it. And it looks more of a anthology side story for the characters and their POV and perspective daily life without Rover. That is pretty much the idea I got, because I did hear that Rover was not going to be there, which I think is quite interesting. I guess the question of whether they're going to bring male or female Rover is out of the question. Honestly, I feel like it would have been male. But it is what it is. And it looks like it's going to be a 3D Donghua. Don't know if I said that right, but Donghua animation. But I think they will mix it with 2D animation just like in the trailers and in-game cutscenes. I did say, I don't know if I talked, like I said, I'm not sure if I mentioned this briefly earlier in the video, but I did say this in the global video that it looked like it looked like the cutscenes in the game. Just a little bit more crispier. At least that's what I thought. Me personally. I'm way too excited for this one, not gonna lie. The title is Wuthering Waves Elysium, with 5 characters consisting Jinxi, Yang Xuanling, Hishin, Imeth, and Cardathea, or Flute Release, however you want to call her, but I just call her Cardathea. So that's interesting. Basically life without Rover, huh? That's funny because I guess this could be after Mengzhou. It could be because of the whole Yang, because Yang. But that's pretty cool. I did see the trailer. It does look really nice. So, oops. Good thing. Oh. Alright, we'll do this. Perfect, because it does use a good amount of broth. But other than that, thank you, Kazuki, for the comments. Appreciate it as always. I believe it's coming out this year, right? I remember seeing the trailer. I mean, I remember seeing the trailer. I don't remember seeing a date or whatever, but I think it was this year from what I heard. So, I think they're releasing like an episode a week. Also, after the first day, obviously, or first episode. And I think they're releasing it on YouTube and Bilibili. If I'm remembering correctly. Other than that, thank you, Kazuki, for the comments. Appreciate it as always. Next comment is going to be from Nova. Just one comment. I am still lurking from YouTube until the dust settles, but here's a long comment. Nova, you've had longer comments than this one, but sure. I finished the Rural story, and man, it's some good stuff right there. It is. It really is. This could have been an introduction to Rural during the 1.0 arc. It could have, but I think the gap was just for... I think because Jinzhou and Mengzhou are just two different parts of Huanglong, so we ended up in Jinzhou. And if we didn't end up in Jinzhou, well, like, the story probably would have started differently. If you think about it. Because then we wouldn't have seen Yang and Chishira as the first two people we've seen. Let alone, if that was the first introduction, then Yang wouldn't have gotten her glow up at that point. I would assume. I would assume because there would have to be a lot of... Wait, and also would Rover would have been able to get Electro Rover? Because all we had was Spectro Rover right in the beginning, and then we got Dark because we defeated Overthrax, right? Something like that. I think if I'm remembering this correctly. So, yeah. The setting, the narrative, and the conclusion all did make me feel something. Most importantly, I was reminded of how TDs were supposed to be this traumatic enemy that you fight against. You forgot about that? You forgot that they're essentially like the main, you know? Besides obviously the Thermonians and all, but they are the main threat. They are the main daily threat. This chapter made me feel things that nothing in 1.0 could. Well, because 1.0 was the introduction. Yes, could they have made it better so you could feel things? Yeah, they could have. They could have. I'll admit that. But it's basically like for me, like when I was talking about the beginning of Genshin story with Mondstadt, to me it was pretty much like that. Like Mondstadt was just Mondstadt to me. I mean, but to me, like the Genshin story was just Genshin story until it actually started like getting better, in my opinion. So yeah, it's pretty much the same for me. Also, I do like the part where Yang finally found the courage to confess to Rover. Her development is what made me feel that having her as Wu's mascot made all the more sense. I don't mind the Disney musical segment, but that really hit me in the feels during the conclusion. Now I'm just excited to see what the next character has to offer. The blue-haired chick is Arrow. I didn't know she was Arrow, but yeah, if you think about it, if we had just started here, you wouldn't technically have the character development of Yang in a way, right? Like, she still acts like herself, but she did develop as a character. Like, she's, like, you know. So, yeah. I think just the way they've done the story is fine, because we have, obviously, the introduction in Huanglong when we got to Jinzhou. Saw Yang and all that. Obviously, Yang was just Yang, right? And then throughout that time, it just, sure, Huanglong was basically forgotten after we left. And gone to the Black Shores, into Reseda, into the High Roy and all that. And then Huanglong basically got forgotten. But it gave that time to be like, for Yang Yang to have that moment, right? That happened in Mengzhou. If I had just started from the beginning, Yang Yang wouldn't be there because Yang Yang would have been in Jinzhou. And yeah, Rover would just been I don't know how that story would have started if Rover had landed in Mengzhou instead. If we're gonna keep all the other like where people are originally at the start of the story, like Qixia and Yang Yang in Jinzhou. And remember, they didn't go on that mission until way later. Way later. So, because the initial threat was in Jinzhou with Thernodian. Where in Mengzhou, as you should know now, since you just finished the story, was because of a guy. Pretty much. So yeah. Oh, because yeah, it was pretty much because of a guy. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. Trying to see what other things could have been, because oh yeah, and with the whole like nature of Mengzhou, how they were like behind the gate and all that, whatever. Since because if you remember in Jinzhou, that's how Rover met Alto and Encore, aka the Black Shores. How would have that happened if Rover was in Mengzhou instead? You know, so just things to think about. Just things to think about. I think the best way to put this is that obviously just separate. Yes, they're in the same. Should we call it country, continent, whatever? Sure, they're both in Huanglong, right? But two separate parts of Huanglong, because Jinzhou and Mengzhou, so they got their own thing going on. So let's just keep it that way. Plus, I don't think there was any mention of any Threnodian in Mengzhou just yet, so or Mengzhou, however they said it. So would I don't know. I write it. I guess I should just say it. Would Rover have really been needed at that time? I don't think so. Because one, the main thing that was happening in there was not happening. And then no mention of a Threnodian so far, right? At least not that I'm aware of. So I think it would have just been, you know, in a sense at that time peaceful if that's where we started off. And they probably would have just sent us to imagine they probably would have just sent us to Jinzhou after. Maybe. Maybe. Who knows? Eugen responded, says, me not see Nova comment, me goes in the corner, me cope. You do you, Eugen. I don't quite understand. So you do you. And then thank you, Nova, for the comment, and Eugen for replying. The last comments are all gonna be from Eugen, but I could just refresh just to see if there's more than that. Is there a dupe in the comments? Or is this really... Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4... Nope, nope, it really is just all that from Fusion. Cool, cool. And the first one says... Train along with Orfer with the same setup. Got a result of US. The stats are 2248, 1608, 1551, 918, and 718 with total of 8183 SP and accumulated 50 skills, including 15 rare evolved skills. Feels something is missing, but I can say this is the stretch of SP that I can get with this setup, or requires more improvement because I got some bad turns. Feels like I need to try 3 speed for this or Ferv. Either borrow Speed Dia and use Stamina Creek, or borrow Dodo and use MLB Teo for bonuses. Oh. I've been yawning. I ain't gonna deny it. On my autos, I got some decent results, but with the one outstanding factors, I needed end up a leader red factor, which I keep for the meantime. Hopefully I won't miss out and forget the last 3 extra days for the Tachyon event like last month. Hopefully. Hopefully. So many yawns. So many yawns. NT update. I'm at 100 level 50, so I can build to level 80 characters and more grinding on the mats. I'm still behind you guys since you and Nova already been in Hunter 50 some time ago. Well, granted that for me at least, I did play before you both, right? So I think it makes sense. I think it makes sense that I'm ahead. Because even with Nova having his extra stamina pots when he caught up to you, I didn't, so I was still ahead of him. Holy crap. How many times am I gonna yawn? But with the 999 event, I'm at level 100, so I'll farm some buttons so I can claim the heterogeneous that refreshes daily, which helps for mat exchanges. Done with the pink pause and tried shadow event, which I thought quite annoying because it seems gameplay is fast compared to the underground race, so I'll slowly give it 2 to 3 runs daily until I exchange rewards. What? Isn't it? What's wrong with fast gameplay? Isn't it basically just hide and seek? So, just the reason why is like, isn't it good that it's fast because you get it done quicker or something like that? I don't know. I haven't played it, so I don't exactly know what you mean by fast, but that's all I got. That's all I got. Randomly saw an Enfield character short video about Arcane. I was like, I want to pull her and go hiatus. Last time I asked something that will convince me to play Enfield, Nova said there's flat, so I responded with not convincing. But yeah, I like her regardless, meta or not, just because the character is in love at first sight. I do like Arcane. I did like Arcane the second I saw her. I'm not gonna lie. That I will admit. I think you would have liked Fang Yi, maybe. Maybe Rossi. Because she's a smaller character. Maybe Rossi. Heck, maybe. I think there would have been characters you like. And I don't know really how to gauge the the text speed or dialogue speed because To me, it's fine. So I don't know if it's fine on your terms, but to me, all the dialogue. I don't really complain about dialogue being slow or whatever, because, well, in Zenless at least, if I notice a pause, or a slight pause, and it's just, I would just click it, just so I can move on right away. So instead of just sitting and waiting, which for sometimes it's because they're, I don't know, behind on the, I don't know how to say it, but yeah. Yeah. I think you commented on the Arcane video, did you? You did, right? You did. Wow, Arcane, I want her. Nice mustard pool. Why all 4 to 5 stars are animal ears or cat? Wait. Are they all animals on this game? No. No. Not that I'm aware of. Because Enmin herself doesn't... Enmin herself doesn't have rings. I think there's different races and all that, obviously. Or species. However you want to call it. Like Camille's a vampire. Then you have what they call the Terras. Or the... I don't necessarily know how to describe this to you. But there's also like the species or whatever called the Terras. But I would say, yeah, there's a good chunk of them, like, essentially we're just calling furries, I guess. Essentially. But no, there are some normal, I guess we'll just call them more without the animal ears or whatever. There, I guess, if that for whatever reason bothers you. I don't know. That's just how I see it. But next, moving on. Well, at least you have something done on your desk and display cabinet. Well, I don't have it. I'm planning to get a display cabinet. I haven't bought it yet. Like, I didn't get it yet. I still need it. But yes, I could still use a good cleanup on my desk. It's a little bit better, but there are just some little bits and pieces around that I could either put away somewhere else or display differently or whatever. Just reorganize, essentially. But for the most part, it's fine. I do need to still finish this thing here that I have here. Excuse me, because I did move the stuff up there too. Whoa. First the yawns, not a little burps. I don't know. No hiccups. Hello? Anyways, essentially, yeah, I'm thinking about putting the yang-yangs and sweet things up here. Probably also add the rover acrylic here because it's going to be Woo related, so it's fine. Or something. But yeah. That's pretty much it on that. Indeed, the style of comic book gave me good impression for the first time I played Zenless, so I agreed to that as well. But of course, as of now, I don't have the motivation because I'm currently in coping mode. But like I said, the real question is, besides being comic book style, I'm actually more worried about the story itself. Do you actually like the story is the real question here. Because you could like how it's the style of it. But just because you like the style of it doesn't mean you like the story. The actual story. So that's the real question. That is the real question. But of course, as of now, I don't have that motivation because I'm currently in coping mode, though I can barely recall the story and just got somehow a bit spoiled. Something with Billy plot or something. But not for me to discover if I decide to come back. Yeah, I figured you didn't recall the story. I wasn't confident that you recalled the story. Because of how much you essentially complained about the story being too slow. Dialogue-wise. So, this is why I'm like, Can you really like the story because you only like the style? If you just say you like the style but don't like the story, then there we go. that would make more sense to me. That would essentially make more sense to me if you say that you just like the style, but the story's kind of For me, I do like the story. The style of the style of the story had nothing to do about it, anything about it. So that's the difference. That is the difference. Of course, I still suck on the fighting mechanics on that easy/simple game. I ain't gonna deny it. To me, it is definitely still. It feels easier. It is simpler. If you think about it, there are technically less things to do in Zenless, right? If you want to compare to when you first played NT and you first played Zenless. Although you were behind by a couple months when Zenless came out, when you started playing. But then you were catching up, and then like honestly, this is what I'm gonna say. I think what wrecked your Zenless account was your last job. The reason why I say this is because you spent most of your time a good chunk of your time commuting. And then you had work, obviously. And then obviously after your long commute after work, you're tired as crap. So so essentially you obviously would just probably do the bare minimum and then just relax after, right? Or something like that. Just like how you said you would probably be reading light novels or mangas, I think. Or playing other games that you'd rather play. So I think I would say that what essentially killed your Zenless account was your last job. I think that's what it was. I think that's what it was. So it is what it is. So it is what it is. But other than that, thank you, Eugen. Thank you, Nova, Kazuki, Tanoki, and Asta for the comments and replies, because y'all did some replies and all that. So thank you. Appreciate it as always. And let's go finish up this run. Then I think I should be good. So let's honestly try and push stamina a little bit higher, because we do want to get that closer to 1800. Is that what we're really going for? I guess so, because 3600, right? We did we didn't, but we'll be fine schedule wise. I'm more worried about stats wise wise because as of right now it is on the lower end. Guts is chilling. It might make it a 1200 because of the stamina training and how close it is right now. Power might be able to make it too. We lost Almondai. Power might be able to make it. What did Tanoki say? 1400? It might. It might. And then we'll just see how wise goes. We lost 2 races though. Maybe even 3. I think 3, yeah. But I guess we'll just see how this training ends up. Because this definitely had potential. It makes me wonder now if I use this setup for a cap run. Should we do a cap run tomorrow? Let's do a cap run tomorrow, guys. Cinderella Gray, obviously. So we'll just see how it goes. We'll just see how it goes. Let's see if this works. If it goes to stamina, power, I mean wise, or speed. Yeah, I was low-key trying to do that for stamina, but I don't mind getting a wise training. I almost said stamina. Yes. I guess we should do it for wise, huh? Then let's just use the 2. And then there we go. Now it's over 1200. Now it is over 1200. And Arima? Low? I think I may have missed a unique level up. I think it might have been the second one. The one right before the Tenosha Spring, so. But I could kind of see why this setup is what it is. Or why it's working. I could see it, but I need to see how many skill points I do get. Granted, I did lose like 4 or 5 races, right? 3, 4 races. So we'll see how that goes. All right, let's go finish off this training with the last 3 trainings and races, which is the Ura Finals, and then pick out the skills and see how our Chrono did. Did we even get an S aptitude? I just realized that. I don't know. Nope. And then here we are. Oh. Yes. Yeah, I might just focus on the rest on stamina. Might. It's funny because, well, I guess it's just the difference because I am borrowing. Now Guts is going to be at 1200. Power, where's power? Power's at 1241. We might be able to get stamina to 18. Might. And then just one more. Yeah, we're just gonna have to do that. The gut stat caught up to the power stat. And there we go. I shouldn't even check if I had an S aptitude again. So, can we pick out our skills? And then I just want to see. How we did. Oh, we did get an S aptitude. I did get 8.2 when it came to the 8.2K for the skill points. But let's try and quickly pick out the skills. Because there should be a good amount of skills. So, with that being said... Oh, okay. Wait. From 2,000 to 2,500. You know what? I'll still take it, but I'll just... I guess the bottom option, I think? Or whatever. Bottom option. Whatever. I think tiredness is finally hitting me. All right. Let's just keep exchanging as much as we can. Did I click that? Okay, I did. Then... we still got 1,000 left. We still got 1,000 left, so... in a way, we can kind of just backtrack. I'll just grab these also. You know what? There. There. Let's see what we got. I'm quite interested to see what we got. Not gonna lie. Thought I clicked it. All right, Chrono. What you got? A UA 6. Still wasn't as good as my cap, but this honestly, I could see it. I could see it. I could see how 3 speed would work. So I could keep trying it again. Tomorrow we'll try with cap. Cinderella Gary cap. All right. We ended off with 2179 speed, 1779 stamina, 1294 power. That could have been a little bit more higher. 1312 guts, which is honestly surprising because I haven't really gotten 1200 plus guts in a while. And then 1397 wise, which honestly would have been better if it was a little bit higher. So, and like I said, S aptitude on long distance. And with that being said, guys, that is going to be the end of this video. If you guys are making this far, I do want to say thank you. If you guys can, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below, and let me know how you guys are doing, how your guys' weekend were, who you guys are bringing to the CM, I believe, this week. And if there's anything else you want to talk about or ask me, just leave it down in the comment section down below. As long as it's appropriate, I'll go over it. And if you guys haven't joined our Discord server, link is down in the description. So with that being said, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you once again, and as always, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.